Good evening, everybody. It is the evening. Welcome once again to the Grand Union Canal. It's about 6:30 now. It is Friday the 14th of May today. As you can see, I'm back down the Grand Union to my favourite stretch that I've been fishing recently. And to be honest with you, I'm absolutely loving this particular stretch of the Grand Union. It's done me a huge Canal Zander PB. It's done me very close to a Rudd PB. It's done me a silver Bream PB, and it's done me a hybrid PB. So you can see the reason for me coming back. I'm keen to catch some of the bigger Rudd that I'm sure are in here, bigger silver Bream as well that I'm sure are in here, and of course I had lots of predator action here as well as that big Zander. So you can see why I'm coming back. And you know, this is my channel that is an angling diary. It's my angling diary. I don't, as I've said this before, but I don't make fishing films. I film myself fishing. This is my angling diary, and this is what I'm doing at the moment. We've only got 4 weeks to go till the river season. I've got some wonderful things in store this year, some different stuff. Along the same vein, of course, river fishing, but some slightly different stuff, some stuff I hope you find really exciting. As I say, for now, I'm really, really keen to catch some of the fish in here in this particular stretch. Now, I wasn't planning on coming out tonight, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely cream crackered. Exhausted. I only managed about 5 hours sleep last night, and at my age, that's no good. However, I know a few people have been out today, and the canals where they've been fishing have fished really well. My friend Mick, who you've seen before, has had over 10 Zander today in a few hours. All schoolies, up to a few pound, but you know, they're obviously on the case. Another chap called John. Hi John, if you're watching this. He's been out today catching Rudd a chuck where he was fishing. A couple of Bream as well. So the canal's fishing well. The weather's it's a bit funny. It's a bit muggy. It's been cloudy all day. The sun's broken out a little bit. There's not a breath of wind. It seems very fishy to me, which is why I came. So I've come a bit later on. I'm going to fish into dark as well. And maybe till midnight. Who knows? However long I could stay awake, to be honest. But a few bits and pieces with me, as usual. I've got predator rod, of course, which I'll put in an alarm and stick that to one side, and that can sort of look after itself. I've also got with me my ultralight, which I may or may not use. But I'm going to fish the pole, really, in the edge here against the reeds, and a line out in the middle. I'm going to fish that into dark, illuminated by a torch. The float will be illuminated by a torch. I absolutely love watching a float in a torchlight. But if that gets a bit too much, or I've had enough of it, or want to fish slightly differently, I've got the ultralight, as I say, as an option. Anyway, I think that's enough waffling, isn't it? We'll get set up, get a bait in the water, and see what we can do. I've got a little bit of ground bait, which I've dropped a bit in here and a bit out in the track. It's just some non-fish meal ground bait mixed with some white crumb. I'm just going to trickle some maggots in here. Not going to put anything out there just yet, because if the boat does come through and churn it all up, it's one thing sending all ground bait everywhere, but I don't want it sending bait everywhere as well. There's no actual feed content in the ground bait. It's literally ground bait. I haven't put anything in at all. Do all the loose feeding by loose feeding rather than putting it in the ground bait. Right, let's go and grab the pole. Now, another huge attraction with this particular stretch of canal, for me, you can probably hear. And that is nothing. There's very few walkers. There's a few horses in the field behind me. Some sheep in the field over there. There's not that much boat traffic generally. Bumblebees buzzing around behind me in the hedge. It's a wonderful place to be. It's a big part of fishing for me. Now, gear. As I say, I've got my pole. It is Maver 9.5 metre margin pole, which is perfect for doing this sort of work. Not a great pole angler, but I'm getting to grips with it a little bit. But I am also looking forward to getting the rods back out, I have to say. Now, in this, I've got a 8 to 10 slick elastic, and I've got a Drennan AS3 ready tied rig, silverfish rig, silverfish float on here, and just changed the hook link for a Drennan red maggot size 20, and that's as easy as it goes. Gonna fish, as I say, down the edge, certainly for now. Try and get some going. Had some cracking hybrids last time we were here, didn't we? If you remember the last video, I've seen that. So I'm going to fish just along the edge here, a few metres, and then we'll perhaps go out in the track as and when sport dies off in here or it starts to get dark. Baits I've got with me, I've got maggots, worms, bit of sweetcorn, bit of luncheon meat, got some bread of course, and I brought some smelt with me. And that's it. Oh, and a couple of frozen roach. So that is that. Let's have a go. Canal is just starting to tow a little bit actually. I'm wondering if there's someone coming. I've got my alarm set very sensitively, as you can probably hear. Oh, there we go. I've got my alarm set very sensitively because clearly we make out some zander, and a bit of reed or something has just knocked into my line. I may have to turn the sensitivity down just a little bit. What have we started with? Red by the looks of it. Lovely job. Well, that's a cracking start. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I have been bothered in the past here by pike attacking my keep net, and I mean really attacking my keep net. So if that occurs again, we can always drop a bait right off the end of the keep net, which has got me a pike here in the past. But at the moment I've just cast it with my bait rod over to some cover on the other side. Maybe a bit cavalier and lift that one, but I shan't. Another very lively, as they all are in here, rudd. Really, really lively. The ones in here. Now it's running through into something. It's a reasonable fish. Check both ways before shipping in. Bream. I thought for a minute. No, I always say it. I thought for a minute that was a nice rud where it's fighting. Come on. Whichever bowl the slime up my hook link. It's definitely a bream. Oh dear. Yeah. Definitely a female bream by the looks of her belly as well. I am actually thinking about doing an all-nighter along here at some point. Night fishing is allowed on this stretch. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing an all-nighter, and the nights are a bit shorter. Alright, what's this? I'm guessing another bream. Oh no, saw red fins flash at me then. This, I think it's a nice rod. Wow, he's certainly pulling that elastic out. This is a nice rud. Wow. I think it's a rud. It's a rud or a roach anyway. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is huge. And that is why I keep coming back to this stretch. Wow. Oh my God, it's a roach. Oh my God. That is a roach PB. I can tell you straight off, by 100 miles. Look at that. My goodness. Look at that. I'm speechless. Wow. I think we'll weigh that one. Well guys, just give it a quick weigh. £1.8. Wow. Unbelievable. Wow. So guys, as I was telling you about having done my PBs here, that's another one. And we're not talking canal PBs, I'm talking actual PBs. All venue PBs. And that's why I keep coming back here. I knew there was something like that in store. You just kind of know. My goodness me. Yeah, there's some little ones down there now. I'm guessing that means there's no big ones. Hopefully we'll connect with some. There's a very ill looking silver bream there. His tail's almost vanished for some reason. Not seems to be bothering him too much. Still having a munch on my maggots. There's the two grebes that live along here. Great crested grebes. But they're getting used to me. They used to duck under and swim past under the water, but they're getting used to me now, I think. Well, the roach have reappeared. They've been missing on the stretch for quite a while. All of a sudden, this evening, they've reappeared. I'm guessing they may well have gone off to spawn, but I was under the impression that roach spawned very early. I would have thought they would have spawned by now. But they vanished and now they're back. One rud, one bream today, and all the rest have been roach. Oh, that's fishing though, isn't it? You just never know. And that's the wonderful thing about fishing for me. You just never know. That's why I'm not a great fan of fishing lakes, to be honest, because you kind of know what's in them, for the most part. And I love that mystery. You know, I don't know what's in here. I haven't got a clue. And you know, the silver bream I had the other week, you know, put it back in here. It could be half a mile that way, it could be half a mile that way, who knows? And that's what I love about fishing more natural venues. I'm not to take anything away from any other venues. You know, people get lots of different things from fishing. But I just really, really love the mystery. Absolutely love the mystery. That's a real draw for me. Catching a fish with a name, you know, that's absolutely no appeal. No appeal to me at all. But you know, if that's what floats your boat, then that's fine. You know. Get what you can from the fishing. And we all do it for lots of different reasons, don't we? For lots of different species and lots of different methods. Very diverse sport. Pastime. It's not really a sport, is it? Ooh, this is an elastic puller. Missed a few bites down here. Ooh, well. Across the canal. Being a bit gentle, having a £1.5 bottom on. It's probably a bream, I would think, but it's going a bit of a game. Could be a hybrid, I guess. Shifted a bit of water then. Ah, it's come off. Oh, that's annoying. Well, you can't win them all, can you? But blimey, I'd like to have won that one. Yeah. Never mind. Onwards and upwards, chin up. I didn't see it, which is even more frustrating. So I'd seen it and it was a bream or something. Then you think, well, okay. But we should change that hook link for sure now. Ow, on that hook shot. Certainly was, but it just went in my finger. These hooks to nylon when you pull the wrong bit. That's £2.5 hook link, not 1.5. So I can be a bit braver. It's £3 main line on here, I think 3.3. Off the top of my head, I think. And that's a £2.5 hook link. Right, let's try it again. Very frustrating. It was going a bit. It's probably a hybrid. Fighting like that. It wasn't a Tench or carp or anything like that, but it could have been a nice rud. Oh, I'm not even going to think about it. Pretend it never happened. Well, we haven't got the spot rocking now. That looks silver breamy to me. I'll lift him out. And I've got £2.5 line on. Yeah, silver bream. There we go. There we go. Have you got a silver bream? Not warm at all, but it's not supposed to get too much colder this evening. Well, I'm going to say reasonably late, I think. Certainly as it's fishing like this, I'll perhaps stay till midnight. Just see exactly what's going on. As and when. Friday evening, so no work tomorrow. Remembered to, oh blimey, I remembered to bring a drink as well, which is good. Blimey, what this is, just sort of float, sort of stop a little bit. Let's pull in the elastic out as well. Float just stopped. Yep. Yes, it's just sort of plodding round. Oh, blimey. Blimey. Some sections on here. Do quickly. The other way around. No, got the wrong section. Oh, no. I don't know what this is, but it's pulling the elastic out a long way. It's off at the canal. Taking my other rod with it. Off at the canal. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to chase it up the canal. Oh God, I don't know what this is at all. I'm absolutely crazy. Well, to a bit of a hectic battle, we've got him. And it's someone who I was after. It's it's a bar of soap. let's keep that here. And he's still really, really lively. Mr. Tinker. It's the male Tench. He's got a very funny little fin on this side. But blimey, what a scrap. Wow, fantastic. I thought it was perhaps still a little bit cold for these Tench, but clearly not. Let's drop him in the net. Well guys, that's the carnage sorted out. It's really, really fancied. I think I mentioned it before. Fancied catching a Tench before the season, the close season ends. The season starts, should we say? And wow, done it! Brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. What a session this is turning out to be. To be honest, I'll go home now and I'll be perfectly happy. In fact, more than happy. But we don't want to do that, do we? What time is it? 8:10. Wow. I should say, I've had all these fish so far on a single maggot, a size 20, literally. And the reeds over here. Well, as you've seen. Wow. Fantastic. That's brilliant. I'm over the moon with that. Absolutely chuffed to bits. It's going a bit cold. Chuffed to bits. I was going to say it might take a few minutes to settle down, but we've had a bite and we've bumped it off, whatever it was. So clearly it's not going to take too long to settle down. Should probably not be lazy and change my hook link, but I haven't changed it. I should really, I guess. Especially the fish we're having this evening. I don't want to risk losing something decent just because I'm too lazy to change my hook link. I've only had 1 or 2 fish on it though. I didn't think it was possibly a Tench. But, my first thoughts were carp because I don't catch that many Tench these days. I used to love catching Tench, gravel pit Tench fishing, but I don't catch many these days. There's not really any places around here that got any decent stocks of Tench. Decent sized Tench. Apart from one reservoir that I know of that gets very, very busy. And there's not too many places that stock them around here, unfortunately. So, forgotten quite how hard they fight. And of course not having experienced one on a pole rig either. A pole setup. Certainly never had to bang sections on before. I was all prepared, as you saw. I grabbed the wrong section first of all. Panic stations! Never mind, we've got him in. Got him in our 2.5 pound bottom, which pleases me even more. I certainly wouldn't have if I hadn't chased him up and down the canal. Well, something on again. The merest little bite. Like a Bream of some description. Too big. A silver Bream, I think it is. Fab. Well, this is my best. Certainly very near my best session down here already. I've only been here an hour and a half. Silver Bream, been in the wars, but different to the common or bronze bream by virtue of the fact of these fins here, very, very salmon pink coloured. They have a much bigger eye, the scales are bigger, and they're not slimy. About now I would expect that deadbait rod to start jumping into life. The sun is just going down behind the trees. It's not sunset yet. We're 20 past 8. It's not sunset, but certainly setting. And light levels just dropping. Just gets the zander on the move. As for what's happened to the pike here, they seem to have vanished. My friend Nick's been up. He's not had any pike. He stopped attacking my keep net. Wondering if that was something to do with spawning as well. They were here to spawn, perhaps. That's a better bite. When I was saying about doing an all-nighter here as well, I wasn't meaning an all-nighter as in bivvy up and stuff like that. I was meaning an all-nighter as in sit up all night, stay awake all night. Ah, that's another silver bream. Fab. So yeah, I may well do that in the not too distant future, in the next few weeks. Have an all-nighter. And actually fish all night. There's another silver bream. Wonderful stuff. This line down here is going so well. I'm a bit loath to put any bait in out there. I think perhaps I should. Silver red by the looks of it. Yep. Nice red. Ah, the nice red is showing up as well. Wonderful. Wonderful stuff. And as usual, give me a beating as well. Just keep still. Let me sort you out. Hey. Right, yeah, as I was saying, I think I need to get a bit of bait out in the track. Because what will happen, we'll fish in the edge here. But I think when I have to put the torch on the float, it may well kill it down here, being so close in. So I'm going to put just a couple of balls out there. Hardly wetted this ground bait, not wetted it much. But do it really hard, just so it clouds up in the water. I've sort of mixed it up so that if I squeeze it really hard, it will get to the bottom. That's it. So that can just get itself going a little bit. We'll put a few maggots in over there as well. Well, it's definitely a shoulder silver bream there. I've had 4 or 5 on the bounce, all about the same sort of size. Hopefully his great grandmother's down there. Feels a bit better. Queuing up down there now. It's in it yet, it's right back by my feet. Red up. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Ah, gotcha. Terrible with this net. I need a new landing handle. It's too bendy. It's really flexible. Ah, there's a rod. Hopefully he'll behave for us. That's better. Let's go around that way. Yeah, he might behave. Lovely job. Wonderful. They really are queuing up down there. And light levels are just perfect at the moment. If only it could stay like this all the time. It'd be fantastic. I'm not going to lift that one. I'll drop him in the net as well. Lovely stuff. I was hoping to get some slightly bigger fish as it starts to get dark, but it's getting marginally bigger. It's all silver bream down here at the moment. Wonderful. As you can see, it's getting darker. It's just 9:05. As soon as I drop it in, it's just disappearing. It's almost like you've overshotted the float and it just goes in. That's a normal in inverted commas skimmer, I believe. No, it's not. It's a silver bream. Just his fins aren't too red underneath. But yeah, it's like I've overshotted the float. Just it sort of settles down and then bosh, under it goes. And this feels a bit better. Put the elastic out. Is it probably a bream? Oh, say that when I catch something slightly bigger. Probably a bream. I think it is. Yes, it looks like it. The bronze bream variety. Come on. Certainly the biggest one today. Come on. Put up a right scrap. There we go. Gotcha. That's a proper one. It's about that. There's a proper one. And this feels like a male, but those tubercles are disappearing, so I'm guessing they've spawned now. Because only a couple of days ago the tubercles were going crazy on these male bream. There we go. Wonderful stuff. This one's pulling. Just put the torch on the area, as you've seen, on the float. Another bream. Or is it? Is it a hybrid? No. I think it's a bream. I think it's a bream. Looks a little bit like a hybrid. I think it's a bream. Well, it don't look that dark on there, and I say this always, but I actually can't see to bait up now. I'm gonna have to get my head torch on. Very good sensor in this camera. Certainly in the half light, the twilight. Just basically got a torch on a bank stick down here, skimming the torch beam across the top of the water. Try not to point it into the water too much. Quite a lot of success doing this, but out in the track. Only really tried it down the edge last time I was here, and it worked for a little bit, and then all the bites died off. Seemed to be just too much for the fish to be in the edge and under a torch beam, and obviously it's about 9 inches or so shallower than out there, plus the torch is much closer to them here, so I'm not really surprised, but we'll milk it for all we can for now. I haven't actually tried out in the track yet, I haven't been out there at all. It's just about 9:30 now. And this feels a reasonable fish again. Put the canal a bit. I don't think we'll be chasing it this time. I don't think it's a tench. Let's have a look. It's the Bream, I believe. Wrapped up in the line. Sorted himself out. Come on. That's the thing about fishing at night, it's very Bream o'clock, isn't it, when you fish in the dark? There we are. There's a lovely Bream. It's going really well. Fantastic. Lovely bite. Float just slid away. I do hope you can see. It's absolutely adore watching a float in the torchlight. Used to Bream again. Certainly come out to play. Play ball at all. Come on, in the net. There you go. Well guys, another male fish. He's very knobbly, as you can probably see on his head. It's covered in tubercles. He's actually getting a bit overexcited here as well. Let's put it that way. All over my trousers, as you can probably see there, dripping away. So yeah, they're definitely in the spawning mood. Another lovely fish. Fantastic. I'm sure putting this big light on the camera every few minutes is going to kill this margin spot, but if I don't, you can't really see what's going on, can you? So I have to, really. But it may keep going, you never know. If it doesn't, we'll switch to going out in the track. I'm not gonna mess about changing between, because Obviously I've got to keep moving the torch, and that's not going to do the swimmer any good either. So when we go out in the track, we'll go out in the track. We won't then come back in again. We'll make a definite move. Blimey, this is going a bit. I don't know what this is. It's off up the canal again. Plodding around, keeping very deep. Lights on so you can see what's going on. Yeah. Plodding around at the moment. Very strange fight. It's just keeping very deep. Oh, another bream. Perhaps it's just bigger than the others. It just felt really strange. It was off across the canal. I think it is bigger. That's right. Well, put a worm man caught what? Worm on? That's definitely a bigger one. Put a worm man caught a bigger bream. Well, there's a proper one. From the tip of my finger to the crook of my elbow. Lovely stuff. Well, tried corn for about 10 or 15 minutes and had absolutely nothing. And I'll just put a bit of bread on. I bite pretty much straight away. Oh, this is. Oh, there's a little green bug. Shall I put the light on for this fella as we're fishing so close in. Yeah, I don't want to know on Sweetcorn at all. Not interested. Then put a bit of bread in. This little fat fella. I don't think these bream have spawned yet, you know. Well, these ones that are clearly not males, they've got a belly on them. I think they haven't spawned yet, these bream here. But as I said, I'm persevering down the edge at the moment because they're fish there, clearly. It is bream, but to be honest with you, it would be just the same if we fish out on the track. It's going to be bream. So might as well fish through the bream down here as do it out there. Much easier, much more convenient, much better presentation. I can feed more accurately, and I would imagine you can see better. Although I have still got this very fine float on, this fine bristle float. I tend to change over to a thicker bristle when I'm fishing to dark, but as I'm fishing quite close in, get this fine one on. It's a very fine rig. The other rig is plumbed up perfectly for out in the track, and this one is plumbed up perfectly for there, next to the reeds. Alright, we've had a wait. Blimey, we've had a wait for about an hour. I've gone out in the track and finally got something on. Not surprisingly, it's a bream. Made us wait. Blimey. Again, as I say, probably an hour. Last bite. There we are. First one out in the track. Well, they're clearly out there, which is good. That was on worm. Have another go. Not sure I'm going to give it too much longer. Because as I say, there's not a lot really going on. I do like catching the old bream, but if they're going to make us wait that long, then I'm not sure I'm going to stick around too much longer. It's gone a bit cold as well, to be honest with you. The wind has picked up a little bit. I think that's probably what it is, making it feel cold. But I am a bit strange in my outlook on fishing. I do like my short sessions, and if I turn up and I'm not catching, I'll go home. And if I turn up and I catch, then I catch some fish and I'm happy to go home. And to be honest, I would have been happy to go home a few hours ago, really. Some cracking sport. But we're here, aren't we? And it's a reasonable evening. It's going to be rain for the next few days forecast, so maybe make the most of it tonight. Still coming, very sporadically. I think, to be honest, I'm going to call it a day at that. There we are. Wonderful stuff. So guys, time to have a look what we've got. Good netful of fish there. Wow. Look what we've got. You can see there. Proper netful. There, I think, is the star of the show, most certainly. Look at that. Stunning roach, if you'll keep still. Don't want to stress these fish out too much, but we'll just have a good look at them. Wow. Very lively. It's not going to keep still for us. I'm going to get him back. Beautiful. Lots and lots of bream. Lovely fish. And the other star of the show. If he'll keep still as well, I'm sure he will. There we go. Wonderful stuff. Let's get these fellas back. Fantastic. Well, an absolutely wonderful session that was. I've had about 4.5 hours fishing, and just had a quick, very rough weigh of the fish, and there was 23.5 pound of fish there. It's just crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Who says canals are not good fishing these days? They're certainly on the up. That's absolutely fantastic. Certainly my best net of fish from the canal, which hence me putting the scales on them. Just give them a quick weigh in my weighing sling. But yeah, what a awesome session. And that beautiful roach, £1.5 pound, just over it was actually. Not quite £1.9 pound, but a good £1.8 pound. And that lovely tench as well. One of my targets up here was to catch a tench. Oh, fantastic. To think I nearly stayed at home. Crazy. Now, with the weather being as it is, I'm really not sure when I'm going to get out again. Perhaps early next week, being Friday today, maybe Monday, Tuesday, but we'll just keep an eye on the forecast. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling if you get out. Many thanks to the channel patrons. Your support is much appreciated. I'll see you all again very soon.